Are outside in these tarot streets all the time, and you know that. Listen, somebody, y'all, we have a masculine out there that is upset. We have a masculine out there that's not taking it well, not handling it well. We have a masculine out there that is, you have moved on. And this masculine is, how shall we say? There's an energy about him that he wants to show you what's up. Something to that effect. What's going on? Let me show her what's up. Let's let that masculine know. That masculine want to let you know how he's feeling right about now, okay? He wants to let you know what's tea. Somebody is trying to showboat. Somebody wants you to feel like, you left them behind, and behind is just not something they can really deal with. Y'all, you've been gone for a nice little minute. Okay? This person can't take it. Storyteller. This person is jealous of you. He's jealous based on the place the story has just recently gone to. It's where the story has ended up for him. He doesn't like the position the story is in at this particular time. He's upset, he's confused, he's feeling like the story has taken an unusual turn. However y'all usually do it, whatever y'all usually own, this new way that you doing it, this new person that you are, he not really feeling that. He not really caring for that. We got none energy. This man could only deal with you when you was forgiving absolutely everything that he did. He can only deal with you when you was letting absolutely everything slide. This man put you in a position when he realized that you was into spirituality, y'all. This man put y'all in a position of being like, oh, I know she'll forgive anything then. Oh, I know she's always going to be peaceful then. Oh, I know it's never going to be no issues or problems out of her then. This man was looking at you as being like a spiritual punk, as though there's no dark energy, there's no power associated with that level of spirituality. Oh, you're welcome, Wendella. As though there's nothing to do with that level of spirituality that's powerful. This man was acting like you didn't know how to give it to him. You ain't know how to get down. You didn't know how to do you. He was really giving it that. Athlete in the reverse. This man, somebody may not have realized this was a masculine that was misusing his ability to influence you. So he was like taking advantage of the fact that you were taking some advice from him, taking advantage of the fact that there are times that you had been like, let me ask you what you think. This is somebody that was kind of taking advantage of their power. In a sense, they thought they had power over you. And now the story has changed, babe. We see the storyteller energy. The story has changed. There's a whole new story in right now. And he's just really not able to handle that. This man is in a space of total confusion. We see heatedness energy. You have picked up some type of creativity about yourself, feminine. You've started to change. The change could be showing in how you earn your money. The change could be showing in the way that you dress, the way that you present yourself to the world. The change could simply be showing in that you're calling yourself a different name. Like maybe you have a nickname. Your name is Nicole, but now it's like I'm Nikki. Your name is Monique, but now it's like I'm Mo. Your name is Leah, and now it's like, oh, I'm Leah. I'm my whole name now. Call me Leandra. There's been a change. Something about you has shifted, and he's seeing this creativity come out. And the thing that's kind of blowing him is that the creativity is causing you to glow up. It's like you seem more confident, more beautiful, more put together, more sure of yourself. Everything about you seems more. You're just more now. Literally, you are just more now. And this masculine is seeing that in you, this more, this beauty. And the thing is, you're bathing in it. Somebody has become unapologetically beautiful, unapologetically creative, unapologetically excited, unapologetically, you got this virile energy about life. Everything about you has shifted, and you're so excited about it, experiencing so much pleasure in it. Everything about you has shifted and changed and has gotten a little different. You don't really care if you and him have a relationship anymore. Like, you don't care about that, y'all. Companion coming through in the reverse. Somebody doesn't prioritize that anymore. Baby, you prioritize you now. You have gotten to be a junkie sickeningly so, about prioritizing yourself, loving yourself, being into your own energy. That's all you care about now. Like, that's it. You get up in the morning being in love with you. Somebody is listening to different types of music. Somebody is eating different types of food or exploring different kind of cultures. Every second of every minute of every day now is like you loving you. This person then fell to the backdrop, whether they was a friend, they was a lover, whatever the case was, this person then fell to the backdrop because you're so submerged in you. But as you become more submerged in you, he can't figure you out. He lost his ability to figure you out. It's like he started feeling like somebody, y'all, was this man starting to, somebody was like, it was like he was hounding you or asking you more questions or confused. Or it's like all of a sudden you start noticing he was poking and prodding and prying. Oh, well, what's going on? When you start wearing that kind of lipstick, I ain't seen you with that girl. When you start hanging with her, all of a sudden there was all this poking and prodding and pushing that was going on between you and this masculine. And you was like, what is going on? Like somebody might have started feeling like, or were you feeling attacked? Were you feeling put upon? You didn't know what was going on. You was like, where is this energy coming from? All of a sudden, you got all these strange questions about me. You need to know what I'm doing. You want to know where I'm going. Why? Like, when did this start? This masculine, it started for him when things came full circle in his mind. There was a point in this where this man felt like he was your world and your world revolved around him. And all of a sudden it became very clear that this man's world needed to start revolving around you. Okay, the world card energy. That's because you was reaching the finish line, feminine. You was reaching the finish line. The thing is, this is a man who started with you early on in your journey. He was around early in the journey. And he saw you from the beginning. He saw you from the inception. He saw you when it all started. So it's like in his mind, this is where you were supposed to always be. You were supposed to always be at the very beginning. You weren't supposed to finish the race. Somebody is in their season of becoming. You're becoming who you are. You're crossing that finish line and turning into who it is you need to turn into. See, he didn't ever see that for you. The becoming part. He didn't ever see that. 10 of Cups. This man felt like your whole world was supposed to revolve around him and y'all was supposed to stay family forever, but it was contingent upon you never coming into your season. He didn't ever see you coming into your season. He was around you because he felt like you was like young sister, you know, little sister. If y'all was in a relationship, it was like, well, she'll never be able to be equal to me. She'll never be getting it like I'm getting it. She'll never get money like I'm getting it. This was somebody who low key, they had bet against you, to be completely honest. He had bet against you, whether he even realized it or not. And he was around you feeling like you was family, feeling like y'all was thick as thieves. We Bonnie and Clyde, we this and that, contingent upon the fact that he didn't think that you was really going to get nowhere. That's really where he was coming from for real, baby. But judgment, church bells ring when the judgment card comes through the building. Y'all already know. Baby, that judgment came through. That judgment came through the building. And what happened was other people started to notice you. But I'm going to tell you more than that. Your spirit team started to kick in. Somebody's spirit team started getting involved in the conversation. Somebody's spirit team kind of started to be a part of the way things was flowing for you at another level. See, the thing about it was, feminine, you actually had a destiny that was for an appointed time. So there was a period of time where, you know, I mean, it wasn't really all there like that. It was a period of time where you was like in your stages, you know, the cocoon. You were still putting it together. You were still learning yourself. There was a stage when you weren't. There was a stage when you was just doing a little bit of this, a little woo-wop. There was a stage when it was like that. You really didn't have it like that. That's because your spirit team was laying back, letting you get the knowledge, letting you move forward, letting you figure yourself out, letting you go through them growing pains. Somebody was really working their tail off during this time. Somebody was working hard, doing the most, taking on the extra job, putting in the extra work. You might have been hitting the gym really, really hard. Somebody was figuring out like, what classes do I need to take to learn this skill? You was going to your elders asking for additional information. You might have been trying to figure out how to do it. You were working. But when you was working, that was part of the plan. That was part of the program. Spirit team was laying back and letting you work, letting you do your ones and twos. Now that you are at that level, somebody has come to their appointed time and their destiny. Your spirit team is kicking in, and all of a sudden people are noticing you. But most importantly, you're noticing yourself. You noticing yourself. Somebody is really beginning to feel themselves and know themselves. And that is when he started with his ones and twos. Okay, 5 of Swords. That's the point where all of a sudden you were confused, but things started to feel like a competition. Don't forget to like the video, y'all. Go ahead, so we want everybody to be in here, enjoying this team moment. But girl, that's the point in the story where it started to be clear that it was like a competitive situation. And you didn't know why. Somebody was very confused. You didn't really get it. It was like, well, what's going on? I thought we was cool. I thought we was in a relationship. I thought everything was everything. Then all of a sudden it was just different. And you didn't know why. You didn't understand what was going on. What happened? 4 of Wands. Wasn't we cool? All of a sudden y'all friendship or y'all's love relationship turned into a battlefield. All of a sudden, the celebration is proceeded, slick shade, funny comments. Why are you talking to me like that? Why are you competing with me? What do you mean? Why are you trying to figure out every move that I'm making? Why are you watching me like a hawk? What's going on? Why is it you acting so confused about me now? I thought we was cool. I thought we were like, what happened to Bonnie and Clyde? What happened to we cool with this and that? See, before you started moving up, before your spirit team stepped in and started to put you in ascension mode, everything was fine. 8 of Wands. This man's communication towards you started changing rapidly. The minute your spirit team got in and started leveling you up, pushing you up, this man's whole vibe towards you started to change. That minute, that moment. 5 of Cups. That minute and that moment, you ain't understand. That's because he was grieving, baby. Do you want to, let me tell you something, because girl, let me, listen. Do you want to know something? I got that from Cardi. Do you want to know something? Do you want to know something? Your ascension to this man was equivalent to death. He actually started going through the stages of grief. Whereas for you, he started talking crazy to you, but you was also getting messages from your spirit team fast. 8 of Wands energy. All types of communication started coming from you fast. Divine communication, dreams, people that calling you up. All of a sudden it's opportunities. All of a sudden your thoughts started getting clearer and better. Somebody started having better ideas. Somebody started having better appetites. It was like all of a sudden the downloads just started. The light codes was coming at you all day. All of a sudden you was there. Everything you've been learning, everything you've been working towards, everything you were hoping for, all of a sudden you were just there. First you was trying to get there, then you were just there. It was unbelievable. People was making comments like, "Ooh, you're looking good." Or, "Man, I call you now for my advice. You really be on point. Man, when did you start cooking like this?" All of a sudden, when all of these messages and downloads and light codes started hitting you all upside the head, it was like he was feeling some certain kind of way. That's because he was grieving you. This man was actually mourning a less elevated version of you. This man was actually mourning you before ascension. Whereas the people that are really for you are going to celebrate you, and they're going to be excited, and they're going to be lit, and they're going to be like, "This is amazing. I can't believe this happened. Girl, oh my God. Oh my God." For my masculines that may be watching, they're going to be like, "Bro, you doing it. Bro, how did you figure it out? Where you get this idea from?" They're going to be so excited about it. But for these people, they're going to act like you literally died. You didn't pass. You didn't went up to the upper room. And this is how they're going to be acting, betraying you. Because what you're going to have to understand is that what's actually happening is these people don't like you anymore. Child, wait a minute. These people don't like you anymore. And it's not going to be easy to see. Because they don't even realize it. See, they liked the old you. They liked the old you. They don't like the new you. When spirit came in and hit you with that magic wand, hit you with that bippity boppity boo, Okay? And you was just somebody different within a week. Because y'all know, y'all got to always remember, when the Most High changes you, you change immediately. This is how people say, you know, they went to the Most High and they had a problem yesterday. They don't have a day. They don't overeat anymore in a day. They don't smoke anymore in a day. Everything is happy. Everything is elevated. Everything is love in a day. They went through a massive season of forgiveness and our healing in a day. That's what happens when the Most High is in your life and your situation. Everything in a day. So with that being said, that's where this man was at. All of a sudden in a day, he saw the work of the Most High. Because remember, when you glow up, when you level up, when you were seeing, it always all comes back to the Most High. That's who's really shining in the moment. This man got a problem with the Most High because he don't know him. Oh, okay. He got a problem with the Most High because he don't know him. He doesn't know Goddess. He doesn't know. So he's confused. He's offended. He's mourning you. What's going on? What's all this new energy? What's happening? Look at this. Look at this man on this card, baby. He down at the bar, throwing them back. Let me get another one. Let me get another one. That's how he feels about what's going on in you. He's that confused. He's that lost. Let me get another one. 6 of Cups. This man wants the old thing back. He wants the old you. Baby, he wants the you that couldn't get the fat off. He wants the you that was reading the books but didn't have the thought process, the critical thinking process together yet. He wanted the you that didn't have the degrees. He wanted the you that had never been on the yacht trip. He wants the you that thought his advice was something because you was just starting out. That's the you that he wants. This man is mourning the loss because you're ascended today. How are you upset and mourning because somebody done bettered themselves? He's literally mourning that part of your life. Straight like that. He's in mourning about that. Somebody wondering what's going on. You moved on, but I'm going to tell you something. You didn't move on from him, low key. You actually did not move on from him. That's not what you did. You started leveling up. You didn't leave anywhere. You didn't stop answering the phone. You didn't do him no type of way. You didn't do him bad. You just was leveling up. You just was continuing to move forward. I'm going to tell y'all what I'm hearing. This is one of them times, y'all, where low key, the trash took itself out. Because you actually didn't put him out. He just got out of proximity to you. He couldn't take it. He couldn't take it. See, the problem was that he realized that you were now capable of standing on your own 2 feet. You were now capable of standing alone. He couldn't take that. That was breaking him down. That's why he was down at the bar throwing back shots of cognac. You could stand on your own. How can he live with that? You out here standing on your own. What started to happen in that relationship was that this man started to want a new beginning with you. Ace of Wands energy. He wanted a new beginning with you. AKA he wanted things too. We just told you with that 6 of Cups. He started trying to force the dynamic of the situation to go back to where it was at. Let's go back to the way it used to be. He started trying to push that narrative. Why you don't do what's going on? Why you don't do the things you used to do? Knight of Cups. Let me take you out. Problem is, he want to take you somewhere you don't go no more. You say, I don't hang there no more. That was back when I was da-da-da-da. I don't do that. Let's go speed out here and have a romantic night at blah, blah place with such and such a people. I don't want to be around them people no more. You was over that. I don't do that. That's passe. I don't want to hang around them people no more. Why are you still hanging around them people? These are minutes that he would go into mourning. You not who you used to be. You not, what did I just say? Death. You not who you used to be. You done changed. What happened? Wherever we see the death card, y'all, brings with it transformation. Transformation. Somebody transformed. Somebody transitioned. Somebody did something else, became something else, leveled up into a new space. Somebody went into a whole new zone. Somebody shifted their whole situation And this masculine was like, what? Why did... No, that's not right. We need you to get back to who you used to be. Why would you do that? Three of Swords. You don't realize, y'all, the fact that you simply start leveling up and doing more for yourself literally broke this man's heart. Can you believe it? Somebody been wondering where the hostility is coming from, where the hurt is coming from, where this person is becoming more like they saying slick things to you, and where is this coming from? Where is this coming from? That's the spirit of heartbreak. That's the spirit of heartbreak. And you cannot imagine, somebody has not been able to imagine that the spirit of heartbreak will be behind this man's cruel and irritating behavior, because you know you hadn't did nothing to him. You know, you weren't cheating on him if it was a romantic relationship. As a friend, you were a good friend. You showed up with wisdom. You showed up with understanding. You showed up with kindness. You showed up full on all the time in the energy of a divine feminine. You showed up all the time in the energy of the divine body. You always showed up in earth angel energy. So it's like, how am I showing up being my best self? And this person is now, you know, tossing darts my way. What happened to the love? What happened to the healing? What happened to we could sit and laugh for hours? What happened to let's go to the restaurant and have the shrimp and relax and have a glass of this or that, and we could chill and turn on a little music? What happened to that? When did this suddenly become a volatile or uncomfortable situation for me? You had never experienced that before. That was because before King of Wands energy, this man was deliberately in charisma. The charming, so-called super deliberate, super charismatic man that you knew before, it was a sales pitch. He was selling you that. That wasn't necessarily who he is. He was selling you that. And he was selling you that because he believed you were impressed with him. He was selling you this version of himself because he thought this version of himself was impressive. I know she's impressed with me. It was a sale. It was what you do for an audience that you know loves you. You know what it was? It was what stand-ups do. Like the greats, the Eddie Murphys, the Jerry Seinfelds, the Robin Williams, did he do stand-up? The Robin Williams did stand-up, yeah. The Marlon Wayans, the people that do stand-up and do it all the time. He was doing what they do. They show up to an audience that they already know loves them. And then they put their best face forward. Dave Chappelle gonna put his, best thought processes forward because I already know y'all paid this money to come in here and see me. That's how he was looking at you. You was one of his favorite audience members. He feeling like you always was somebody that you loved his show. His show meant everything to you. So he was showing up with a certain level of showmanship anyway. He may be high in Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries energy. King of Wands energy was all over him. He was a very, even if it's just high in his chart, he was very much dependent upon your alleged love for him. You're so excited about being an audience member in his play. You're so excited about this. This is how we always felt. It was about him being able to sell you on it. I'm literally seeing Wheel of Fortune, y'all. He was coming through like Pat Sajak, selling himself. I know you love what I got to say. I know you think I'm so romantic. I know you think I'm so adventurous. He doing a lot of extra talking and running his mouth because he's sure that you love it. Sure that you love it. Whole time, you're in the background leveling up. Your focus has always been you. He just didn't know that. He told himself the story. Remember the story that he was telling himself? We started off with the card storyteller for anybody that missed it. The story he was telling himself was that you were fully engaged in him, that you were fully taken with him, that everything about you was revolving around him. He was the center of your universe. This is what he thought. This is what he thought. Whole time you always were really centering yourself. You just were learning. You were in those developmental stages. So this man was sitting around everything he's saying, thinking he got to be so interesting and thinking he got to be so dope and he got to be so exciting for you because you bought tickets to the circus. You bought tickets to his stand-up show. You want to be there. You think he's so amazing. Ten of Pentacles energy. She's going to be like this about me forever. This man thought that his legacy would be you. Are you serious? Maybe sometimes spirit be saying stuff that tickle me. He thought, Ten of Pentacles, maybe he thought his legacy was going to be you. It was going to be your for him. You was going to be the one person that out of everyone in his life, you were always going to have his name on a banner. You were always going to tell people he was a hero. You was always going to say he was the baby daddy from heaven. You was always going to say he was the best friend you ever had. You was always going to say this is the best husband, lover, boyfriend I ever had. His whole legacy, girl, this man's whole legacy was hinging on what he thought he meant to you, girl. Stop playing with me. I know you lying. Girl, his whole legacy. Girl, not even on the kids. It was hinging on you. Like, I know if ain't nobody out there think I'm a real man. Marissa think I'm a real girl. It was all hinging on you. Girl, you was the saving grace. You was the one. You was this man's strength. Or strength, depending on what side of the country you from, girl. Girl, you was this man's strength. His backbone. This man's identity was hinging on you. His identity was hinging on you. Yes, yes. His identity was hinging on you, baby. I know you lying. I know you lying. Girl, not an emperor reverse. No, girl, I'm glad you made it out of that. Stop playing. Girl, this man's whole identity was hinging on you. You were his backbone. You was what was standing him up straight. You was what was making him feel like he was one of them guys. On gang. It was all on you, sis. Yeah. Yeah. It was all on you. It was all on you. And that's the truth. That is the truth. Ace of Swords energy. This man had hinged so much of his identity on you. So what you did, what you thought, how you treat him means so much. That's why he's mourning. Thank you, Spirit, for that confirmation. That's why he's mourning you leveling up. Girl, the man's whole identity hinged on you. The whole thing hinged on you. Yes. Yes. You was who he believed in. If don't nobody love me, I know she loved me. You and you whole time, your whole focus was always yourself. Not even in a selfish way from what we seeing. It's just you always was working on yourself. I mean, and so, you know what I'm saying? You always were working on you. That's how you are. You were always working on you. You were always putting some of that energy into you. That's just who you are. That's just how you are. You're never just always focused on anybody else. The Chariot. You're the type of woman, sis. And for any divine masculines in here, y'all already know y'all welcome. For any brothers in here, whatever's going on for the masculines. For you, girl, the thing that you have is momentum. You have a lot of momentum. When you think about something, and this is a spiritual gift, I want somebody to know you have the ability to manifest at a high level. When you think on something, it gets momentum in the ethers, in the astral. It gets momentum. When you want to shift and change, when you want to do or be someone else, it gets momentum. When you want to take on a new project, new job, new ideals, whatever, it gets momentum. That's the thing about you. You get momentum. It's like you literally have horses that will just pull your carriage along in the spirit. You be like, yo, I want to try something new. So you always had that momentum. He didn't know that. He didn't know that you was always dreaming of what was next. He was standing still. You're a visionary. You're a visionary. You were always thinking up. What can I be doing next? How can I get more money? You know, I just want to look better. I just want to feel better. I got to figure out how to do this whole nutritional thing better. I got to do better. You know, I want to get my prayer life up. Let me buy some books. Let me buy some books on prayer. I want to travel more. I'm going to learn what it's like to be a luxury traveler. Right? Like you were always, no matter where you were like, how can I do this harder? I'm going to do it harder. I'm going to go harder. That's you. You always like, I'm the level up. Like, what's the next level? Okay, that's what's up. What's the next level? That's you. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You just do it. Okay? We got Lover's card energy. This man wanted to believe, because I want y'all to pay attention. I be in disbelief, y'all. We pour these two together, y'all. Seven of Cups and the Lovers. So I want you to get this. Okay, girl? I want you to get this. You know how you was spending all that time daydreaming about your dreams? Daydreaming about how to self-improve, daydreaming about how to make things easier for your kids, daydreaming about how you gonna get little man through math, daydreaming about how you're gonna make sure the house is in order, daydreaming about how you can go from an apartment to a house, daydreaming about how you can go to the condo, get the better car. Okay, thank you so much, Barbara. Daydreaming about that. He thought she was daydreaming about him. The Seven of Cups with the Lovers. See, he thought she was daydreaming about getting more from him. You want to daydream about getting more from him. You wanted more from him. If y'all was in a relationship, you sit around and daydream about y'all being married. This by his logic, not yours. If y'all was in a relationship, he's sitting around thinking you daydreaming about y'all getting married. If y'all was just friends, you wish y'all was in a relationship and you daydreaming about that. Okay? This man always thought that he was the center of your fantasy life. Your fantasy life. Your, do you hear me? Your fantasy life. This man always thought he was somehow the center of your fantasy life. Yours. In your mind. Your mind. This your domain. This man always thought he was the center of your fantasy life. He was your greatest fantasy. Oh, I know she want this. I know she want this. Four of Cups. This man thought that he was the reason that things had not progressed between y'all. You know, it was not. I'm going to tell you something about you, feminine. Whatever the case was, whatever the situation was, you're the type that wherever you were in your relationship or friendship with this person was cool with you because you're self-contained, you're self-focused, you're sovereign. You do you. So you were always cool and okay with however relationships were going. You see what I'm saying? You were always cool with that. However it's going is however it's going. You weren't pushing for it to be more. Hey, Miss Sean, you weren't pushing for it to be more. You didn't have any reason to be pushing for it to be more because you were focused on you. So you was like, you know, we cool. We're just friends. That's cool. You were like, well, we're just dating. That's cool. You really didn't want any more from him. But there's something so kind of delusional and storytellerish about this masculine that is kind of like, it's kind of funny to me. That's why I have to keep chuckling, because he had a storyline in his mind about you in the future of things, Three of Wands, that just didn't have anything to do with the actual true to life way that you think or live your life. It had absolutely nothing to do with you, to the point that it's laughable. It's like it's delusion at its highest degree. This man was a real high level fantasizer. He had a lot of fantasies about, and it's crazy because his fantasies weren't necessarily about you as much as his fantasies were about his fantasy of how you fantasize about him. So there's a level of delusional vanity here that's so strange. This is somebody that's also very immature, because typically you see this level of delusion and vanity in much younger people, like middle schoolers that just believe the world revolves around them. That's usually a very young person that feels like that. You don't see a lot of adults that have these types of situations. But this man really thought that you were looking forward to a future that's centered on him. I want you to pay attention to that imagery. We have this feminine energy embracing the future, being shined on brightly by the sun. Well, the sun is masculine energy. This man thought he was the sun in your sky. This man thought that your goals for the future, your ideals for the future revolved around him. You were excited about him. What's next with him? You were geeked about him. He really believed that this man was really telling himself a tale about you. He believed that King of Pentacles, he could provide you with everything that you needed. Though I don't believe he was even trying to. He believed that you believed that he could provide you with every single thing that you needed. The money, the security, the wisdom. He was a valuable, highly valuable asset in your life, in his mind. He was highly valuable to you in his mind. All of this is taking place in this man's mind. This is so bananas to me. It was all taking place in his mind. I don't believe you ever co-signed on any of this, and you weren't thinking about him thinking it, because you was thinking about you and your dreams and your goals. What did I say? This is all masculine energy here. All masculine energy. Hey, TT. All masculine energy here. It was all masculine energy. He really was like, it's almost like he was in the friendship or the relationship kind of by himself, believing you to be his mirror, his reflection. You believed about him what he believed about himself. That was his comfort in this relationship. You believed about him what he believed about himself, the devil. It's as though he felt like he had his hand on your heart. See, this man, and we talked about this earlier for those of y'all that just got here. This man had a fantasy and a story that he was telling himself about you. And he kind of felt like his King of Wands act, the showmanship, the fakeness, the sale of him being this great person that he was putting on you, this amazing, amazing concept of himself that he was putting on you, that you just had to have him, girl. Look at you. You couldn't live without you got to have him. Okay? That he was whipping it on to you. Like that girl, he was whipping it on to you. You know, his belief that that was going on made him think that he kind of had you bound, chained, controlled. He had you stuck to the image of himself that he had created. 3 of Cups. And that was something that you weren't necessarily going to be able to get away from. Celebrating his image, celebrating him. Y'all, this person is crazy. Look at you. Look at you. A whole 9 of Pentacles. Baby, 9 of Pentacles feminine energies don't ever do this about anybody. Not only when we say that, y'all, the 9 of Pentacles is earth sign energy. Earth sign energy is Taurus, is Virgo, is Capricorn. Shout out to the earth signs. If you're an earth sign, say what your sign is in the building, girl. Shout out to the earth guy. Okay? Earth signs don't ever do this. Earth signs don't sweat people. Earth signs don't deify people. Shout out to the Virgos. Earth signs don't deify people. They don't. They don't. Earth signs are self-focused. Virgos are practical. They make plans for self. Earth gang, y'all, Virgos should be the kings and queens of drinking my water, minding my business. Okay, what's up, Capricorns? Baby, Aries is a fire sign. Why you coming in here trying to crash the party for the earth signs to the Aries up in here with your fire sign self? Come on, Taurus. Listen, Virgos are very practical and very self-focused. They don't have time to sweat anybody. They're too busy making details. They're too busy doing what they're supposed to do for them. They're too busy getting it done. They're too busy creating business plans. They're too busy creating project plans. They don't have time. Baby, Virgos are somewhere doing math. Virgos are rehearsing. Okay, Beyonce is a Virgo. Michael Jackson's a Virgo. You know, they got things to do. Okay, Taurus, we don't sweat nobody, baby. Taurus don't sweat anybody. A Taurus is too busy. Basically, it's all about us. We kind to everybody unless you want this to turn into a bad situation for you. Like a Taurus is a very intense energy. Yeah, getting money, baby. Taurus is a very intense energy, but we playful and we kind unless pushed. So we're not worried about you and what you got going on either. We don't care. Like we're too busy having a good damn time. Okay? Capricorns, is it about money? Is it about how they can provide for their family or provide for security? Because if it's not, they don't care. So when you look at all of this, this is earth sign energy on this 9 of Pentacles. Either way it goes, why is this somebody that would be concerned in making anyone else in the world the center of their universe? Earth signs don't center people like that. That's just not the way it goes. Ace of Cups energy. But yet this is what this masculine believed. But I'm going to tell you what you actually were centering. 9 of Pentacles and Ace of Cups. Your world revolves around feminine energy. So you exalt yourself. You also exalt other women. You're very big on that. You'll be the type of person that's going to look at another woman and promote to her to do her best. You're going to always be in goddess energy. You're going to always teach goddess energy. You're going to always teach goddess level messages. That's who you are and that's how you are. You're going to always be that way. You have a real gift for being in goddess energy and making it easy for women to be in goddess energy with you. So your energy has always been highly feminine. That's what he liked about you, that high feminine energy. That's what he always loved about you, how feminine you are. Yet for some reason, he still thought that you were going to be focused on him, even though it was always clear that soft femininity was your home. Like that's where you live. And you're always going to be surrounded by women. You would be a good mentor, the big sister type. You're a good mom to daughters, to anyone, obviously to sons as well. But you have a real thing with goddess energy. Goddess energy really likes you. So that's always been your focus, is other women. You've made plans in your life to be a help to women. Spirit team wants you to know that that's some of your calling, to be a guardian of the feminine, to protect the feminine. That is some place where you have gifts and anointings. Page of Cups energy. That's some place where you give a lot of love and will receive a lot of love back. Okay. Page of Pentacles energy. You get a lot of security when you help other women as well. Notice ain't no place in this story have we started talking about, bro. It just never happened before. Two of Cups. But he believed. Here he is. Here he is after all of that. So let me tell you what Spirit just let us know about him right there. When we pulled all these high feminine cards and all these gifts that Spirit has that they want you to unleash, if you will, into the feminine collective, into the divine feminine collective, into the dark divine collective. Baby, but that man said, forget all that. I'm not paying attention to none of your gifts. Let's talk about us. Okay, let's focus on me and you. Let's go back to us and the story that I'm telling myself about me and you. I don't pay attention to your gifts. I just pay attention to how you can be of use to me. I don't see all your value. I don't see all your value. I don't see you the way Spirit sees you. Let's talk about me and you. Forget all that. You say you got an anointing, you're called and this and that, you're beautiful and you, let me put what, let's talk about me and you. That's the type of energy this masculine had. Let's talk about how much you love me. Let's talk about how much you adore me. Let's talk about how much I mean to you, Empress. You're here to manifest for me. Yeah, you're here to manifest for me. Okay, you're here to make my dreams come true. Remember earlier on, for y'all that wasn't here, we talked about the gifts of this particular feminine energy, that in the divine collective, you get a lot of momentum. There's always a lot of chariot energy around you to push your dreams along, to push you along. There's always a lot of that energy around you. It's a gift. It's a blessing. It's what comes to you naturally. It's who you are. It's how you are. Remember how we had talked about that? Well, he wants to use that for himself. This man really, a lot of his energy was siphoning you. You may have a lot of knowledge when you speak. He wants you to give him that knowledge so that he can use it for him. He's been taking a lot of your energy. If you're very beautiful, girl, he's been going out in public with you so he can be seen with you. So that love and that admiration that actually comes directly towards you, he's in your glow, so it comes to him. Okay, that's what he wanted to do. Oh, I'm being seen out with the big booty girl. I'm being seen out with the curvy goddess. I'm being seen out with the tall, statuesque goddess. I'm being seen out with the beautiful face. I'm being seen out with the beautiful personality that everyone loves. When I come in with her, she gonna make the whole room laugh and everybody gonna be like, oh my God, who's that funny goddess you brought in here? This man has been kind of trying to upscale himself via you. But I'm gonna tell you something that really disturbs me and really blows me about it, is that never once in this scenario, never once in this situation was this a masculine who believed that you would use your gifts to upgrade yourself. They're your gifts, babe. It never occurred to him that you would put your gifts on you. Never crossed his mind, boo. Childish. You ain't, please and thank you. Childish. Never ever did he consider that you would want to use your gifts for you. See, let me tell you how you messed them up, sister. High priestess energy. You was moving in silence. But I'm going to tell you, you wasn't even moving in silence to be strategic. This is just how you are. You're a high priestess empress energy. That's just how you are. You manifest at a high level because you're so mental, because you're such a mental energy. You exist so much on the mental plane. You're very much in that second plane kind of energy. That's where you live. You think a lot. That's why you manifest so much in the physical realm. You read a lot. People don't understand how high magic reading is. High magic. You can change your entire consciousness with a book. You can manifest all new results with a book. The never-ending story is a funny way to say it, but if anybody watched the never-ending story, for those of y'all that was back there with Bastet and what's my boy name? a trail. Oh yeah, that magic, baby. He manifested that. He changed who he was through a trail. It's not a game. Books are high level magic. Somebody might have been sitting back reading. Depending on what you read, you have to be careful what you read. Somebody might have been sitting back reading and you start manifesting fast. All of this was going on in your mind. He didn't know that. He doesn't get that about you. So he didn't know what was going on with you for real. Because he doesn't know what's going, he doesn't realize how mental you are. And he didn't realize how connected you are on the mental plane. And he didn't realize that your spirit team was behind you in the astral, in the spiritual realm. This man isn't spiritual. Remember, I told you, he don't know the Most High like that. And the more the obvious signs of the Most High's work on you, the Most High done did some serious work in somebody, on somebody, around somebody. Hard work. Overnight. Results. Manifestation. You did an about face, baby. Somebody has done a whole about face. But he don't understand things like that. Wheel of Fortune. The Most High blew in like the north wind. Renewal, restoration, whole new energy. North side. Okay? Came in with that northern energy. And you got in a whole new renewal. Got in a whole new renewal, a whole new space. Yes, I watched it a million times as well. yeah. The girl, that luck dragon was out there looking like a whole little dog. We ain't gonna talk bad about Falcor. That was my friend. Nine of Wands. This man is hurt because you have to understand the biggest piece of this story, y'all. All jokes and clowning aside, because y'all know we always got to get to the root of the thing. The biggest thing about this masculine, for anybody that's trying to figure out, you're so mental. And you're so spiritually led. When somebody is spiritually led, that's coming from within. Nobody can see that. So they don't know how to categorize you because you're following. People like to say it's introversion. People like to say it's, being silent and all that. But it's about connection to spirit. And when you have connection to spirit, spirit governs you. Spirit guides you. And so you're moving in the astral plane. You're moving in the spiritual realm. You're not in the earth realm with the rest of these simpletons. You're in the spirit realm. So they don't understand your motion because you're existing in two different realms. And this was an earthbound masculine. I don't mean that in the terms of like the signs. I mean, he was not spiritually led. He's not spiritually based. He's not spiritually anything. He's not spiritually anything. So as you move as a spiritual being, as a spiritual creature, all he could be was frustrated, upset, and confused. Because he doesn't understand what's governing you. That's what authenticity is. It's a connection to spirit. And when people are not connected to spirit, they don't understand authenticity. This man did not understand you. He didn't understand you at all. They didn't get that. Because when you have God, you have everything. When you have spirit, you have everything. When you have goddess, you have everything. Unconnected people can understand that. That's why the divine feminine collective, divine masculine collective, non-binary collective, okay, whichever collective you're in, divine energy, divine, all of us being divine energies. That's why we're so separate. Because we're on two different planes. Six of Swords. This is what put the distance between y'all. It's how spiritually driven you are. It's how spiritually led you are. That's what put the distance between y'all. That was the point in the story where this masculine really was not able to figure out who you were or where you were going no more. What's driving you? What's going on? Who are you? What's happening? I'm confused. I'm lost. So then he jumps off into it we saw earlier for the people that's just pulling up in these tarot streets. Then we see earlier that this is where he starts to step into Five of Swords energy. He starts to become somebody that's gradually betraying you. He starts to become somebody that's undermining you in conversation. He starts to become somebody that's acting like what's going on because he thought you were the center of his universe and that everything revolved around him. And that wasn't true. Okay, there was nothing true about that. Gambler in the reverse. This man has a lot of weird regrets about you now. He feels like and I'm going to tell you why the results are weird. Don't worry. I'm going to let you know what I'm talking about. He feels like the results are weird, girl, because he realizes now Listen to what I'm saying to you. He realizes now he should have been more manipulative. He should have been more controlling. He should have been more on you. What you doing, what you reading, who you hanging with. Don't forget to like the video, y'all. Don't forget to like the video, girl. Okay? Gonna smash that like button. Ain't that what they say? Listen, he couldn't understand it. He's like, I let her get away from me. Remember, we saw that devil card energy. This is a man that thought he had you under a lot of control. He thought you belonged to him in a sense. He had you under a lot of control. He had you under his spell, right? So with that being said, this man is looking at this situation in such a way. Thank you so much, Bree Bree girl. Oh, is that Bree Be Love girl? Girl, Bree Be Love It Forever. Okay. Girl, thank you, girl. I love your name. Listen, that's what this man was thinking. I should have done more. If he owned you, if he possessed you, this is what he think. Possess, obsession, control. That's that devil card energy. If he was sitting there believing that, y'all, then that means beyond the shadow of a doubt, guess what? That's what he thought for real. That's what he really believed. That was his real thought process. So with that being said, that means he allowed you to get away, because if you own something, right, people say, oh my goodness, I shouldn't have left the back door open. My cat got outside. Now I have to go find her. Same energy. He left the back door open. You got away. Same energy. This is how degrading. This has got to be narcissistic energy, because there's that weird devaluation thing that them little demons do. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's what he was thinking, y'all. That's how he felt. That's how he felt. That was his energy. That's what it gave. You understand me? That's what it gave. It was this energy and this vibe of, I control her, but I didn't control her well enough. She got away from me. I pressed my luck with her. She must have been talking to other people. She must have gotten different circuits, different crowds, been around different people, doing different things that I didn't know about. I should have been asking her more questions. What was she doing? Where was she going? Maybe it was that one girl. Maybe it was that one girl she was with. I didn't know her. I didn't know where she was from. What was she on? You know, I should have been asking more questions. I should have been trying to figure out what was going on with her in that situation. This is Knight of Cups energy. I should have romanced her more. See, remember, he was so caught up on being a salesman and selling himself to you, believing that you wanted to see the show. We talked about this earlier for the people that just got here. Believing that you wanted to see the show. You was excited about him. You was excited about the show. Okay, you was geeked. You loved watching him be a salesman. You was, oh, hey, I love see. Girl, you wasn't feeling like that. But this is what he was telling himself. So this man is telling himself now he's got regrets. I should have tried to romance her more. I should have been in more Romeo energy. Trying to get her romanced. Get her all stuck in the glow so she would have been in love with me. Girl, I got time for that. Blessings in reverse. This man feels like he blew a blessing, but you know, when we in the divine collective hear somebody feels like they blew a blessing, you be assuming that it's from a good place. You assume that it's from an amazing space. You assume that they feel like they blew a blessing because they know what they had. No, this man feels like he blew a blessing and that he didn't lean down on you hard enough, ask enough questions, be manipulative enough, or be controlling enough. I allowed my blessing to get away from me. I allowed my cat to run out to the alley and be out there fighting with alley cats. I should have been more controlling. I should have put another bolt in the door. I should have made sure I closed that kitty door before midnight. He coming from something like that. He say I wasn't focused. I wasn't focusing on her like I should have been. Now look, because remember, for those of y'all that just got here, this is a man that's literally mourning who you've become. He's mourning the ascended you. He's mourning you. He is mourning you to the umpteenth power. He's mourning who you were. He's mourning how you were. That's all it is. He can't take it. All he can do is keep thinking back. What happened? What's going on? What happened? How did this happen? I missed the old you. Back to that Six of Cups energy. Back to that Six of Cups energy. Always mourning something. Always mourning a situation. Always mourning what's going on. Always in a situation where they sitting back feeling like things ain't what they supposed to be. but it was all supposed to be about them. Why? Why was it all supposed to be about them? Who knows? It's all supposed to be about them at all times. And for what reason? Makes no sense. Alchemist. He thought he could change you. He thought he could change the environment. He thought he could change the situation. He thought he could change everything about it. And it don't work like that. But that's what he thought. That's what he thought was going on. It's a thing about these types of energies. They believe that they can use manipulation. These are very low frequency individuals, but they always think that glamour magic is going to be something that's on their side. They always think that glamour magic is going to be something that allows them to work well. They always believe that. They're going to be able to glamour their way out of situations. They're going to be able to glamour their way out of consequences. They're going to glamour their way out of you leveling up, because you leveling up is something that's negative for them. You leveling up is something that does not work in their favor. So they can glamour you out of that. They can alchemize that energy, baby. They can switch that up. They can change that. I want you to think about something. My divine sister or masculine out there, what's going on, bro? I want you to think about something. Sometimes we get very confused about who bullies are. Sometimes when it comes to that discussion, all we think about is sandbox, playground, back when I was in middle school and that whole types of situation. That's what we think about. That's what we equate with bullies, right? We don't realize that the bully sometimes is just the person who doesn't want the best for you. So they're your friend, but they're your friend light. They're not your friend for real. There's somebody that's around you and they're just giving you weird advice or bad advice, or they're saying to themselves, I got to be a little more manipulative to get her out of that. She having good ideas lately. Let me start coming by her house more so she won't have time to think. All she doing is sitting in the crib working. Let me start trying to encourage her to come out to party. All she doing right now is sitting around talking about God. Let me start trying to play some more of this or that type of music, or remind her of back when so she can come off of that. Let me see how let me remind her of that bad experience she had 20 years ago so she can figure out. These are bullies. But a lot of times when adults bully, they just a little craftier with it than the kid who just straight up try to snatch your popsicle. So then you have to, meet him in his personals or slap her off the sliding board, and then you get sent home. Okay. Cause you got to handle them. You know what I'm talking about? This is what they try to do. This person was a bully. For those of y'all that was in intimate relationships with this person thought that was going to keep you there. Oh, okay. Every time you start getting too real, they start trying to distract you with that thing. This person felt like that was part of them entertaining you. Oh, I know how to shut you up. I know how to slow you down. Okay. This person thought they could kind of keep you under they wings playing these types of games. This person thought they could keep you controlled with this. I know how to control you. This person has been playing so many different kinds of games in terms of trying to keep you controlled. And they were doing it by they snooping around. You did not know. Somebody, I'm telling you did not know. And rightfully so, because divines, we don't do ugly things like this. But you did not know how dedicated this person was to holding you back. You really didn't know. Why would you know? You didn't care about them. You weren't thinking hard about this person like this. You really were not. You was thinking hard about your plans. You was thinking hard about what you was going to do next in your life. You was thinking hard about developing that workout plan. You was thinking hard about things that matter. You were thinking hard about things that matter. You were not thinking hard about anything else. You were thinking hard about the Most High. You wasn't in no world with this person. You cool. You cool. You weren't in a war with this person. What would you be into it with them about? You cool. You live your life, I live mine. But again, you're very mental. You're very spiritually ascended. You're very high frequency. And for that particular reason, it became very difficult for you to You just didn't care. I don't even want to say it became difficult for you to see through the nonsense. You're above that. You don't care about things like that. You was too busy to come on now, girl. Somebody was out here doing they ones and twos. Literally, somebody, you like to dance. You was turning your music on in the house. You might dance when you clean up. You are so unbothered. You are the queen of unbothered. You do not care. You don't care about that. Girl, please. This person and they wounded inner child. They was over there, girl, waving they wounded inner child around in your face, thinking because they had some good woo-wop. And some of y'all probably didn't even think it was that good. But remember, this person thought everything about them was great. They thought everything about them was dope. Everything about them was so amazing. I know you want some. I know you want this. I know you want to be on what I'm on. And you really didn't. I don't think this person meant, girl, not even to be shady, but it's like, they just didn't register with you the way they thought. They just didn't. It's not even to be funky. It's just, girl, it's the way it played out. This person was really caught up in telling themselves some things about you that, girl, they didn't have to do with you. They was in something on there. You already know who you are. You already know how you are. You didn't need any validation from him either. That's another thing that was kind of crippling his ability to interact with you. This man is used to dealing with women that need his validation. So when he plays certain games and does certain things, he's able to rein them in and get control of them because they need his validation. You don't care about that type of thing. How we pull the Empress again? Do you see how you are? You don't give a damn. You don't care. That's why he wasn't able to rope you in like that. You don't care. What do you care for? You don't care about that. You're a lady of order. Somebody, you know how to keep things in order. And that's really one of the main reasons he was having such a hard time with you, is because you know how to keep things in order. By order, I mean mentally. You know how to keep things in order. So you prioritize. You know how much time you have to dedicate to caring about what this man is doing and what he's all about. You're like, I don't even have a lot of time for that. I have to focus on business. Somebody is walking around with a business plan and a book somewhere. And you know you got an hour to bang his walls. Girl had the neighbors complaining at his house before it's time for you to go home and do what you're supposed to do. You're the type of person that is very good with time. You do everything on a time schedule. You will hang on the phone and cake with a dude. You'll tell yourself, okay, I got 35 minutes to play around and cake with him. And then I got to get back in here and get on business. I only got 45 minutes to do this, that, and then I got to get back in here and get on business. Yes, Taurus is that way. It's all about the business. It really is. It's like, there's only so much of that you were ever going to do. Like, he never had control of you because you're such a lady of order. Everything in your mind is structured. You structure things. It's structured. You know how much you're not going to go on that date until you like, I can't go on a date till Friday because Monday I got to do, Tuesday I got to do. You have, basically what I'm saying is you have your ish together. So he wasn't going to be able to distract you in that way. He wasn't going to be able to get you into that devil situation. How was he going to do that? How was he going to do that? How was he going to bleed your heart? Your heart wasn't available to bleed. Not for him, for sure. Goddess of the ancient skies, baby. Somebody is high in Newt energy. Let me tell you something about her. Okay, shout out to Newts. Baby, Newt governs the skies. That is the sky goddess. The masculine defers to Newt. Newt is the goddess. Newt is goddess. Masculine gods defer to Newt. She is the law. She is the woman of order. She is the one that is the sky energy. That is who they pray to. That is who they go to. For anybody that you talking comedics. So it's comedic energy. So how are they going to get you to be possessed and obsessed? And you don't do that. First, let me tell you something else about this masculine. He's used to karmic, feminine, low frequency energies, because if he was not, he wouldn't have tried this on you. It's such a thing about karmic masculines. They never realize that all women are not the same. They never realize that. They never realize that. And they always think that what they did with the karmic, they can do with you. They never realize the difference. Never crosses their mind. You was just with that karmic. She was low frequency. She let you do da 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 da. You can't come over here and do that. This man thought he could summons out of you. I'm in disbelief. This man thought he could summons out of you a low frequency. If I put it on her just right, if I do this just right, and he still believes he was in control because you moved on, you leveled up. Again, moving on, you didn't actually leave this man. You just kept living your life. It's not like you left. You just kept living your life. Rest and endings. You unaffected. You just transformed and you became a new person. But if he wanted to hang around, he can hang around. Baby, this man is in tears. He's pouting about you leveling up because his identity, as we discussed earlier, was based on you. This man felt good about himself based on you. Whether or not you laughed at his jokes, whether or not he could go places with you, whether or not you were somebody that he could get to pay attention to him. It all depended on you. His self-esteem, a lot of it, he was funneling it through you. Oh, she loves me. I must be the man. You ain't never said all that. You was in your, okay, pause. Your energy is very healing. So somebody, you probably just make people feel valued. You have godly energy. You have, again, earth angel energy. I mean, you just do. You just do. Yeah. Who said that? Love supreme. And people don't want to reach their heart energies. At least this one don't. He doesn't want to get in that space. He does not want to get in that space. He wants to be able to continue to live in his ego, continue to live in the delusion. He wants to continue to live in the delusion. You have the type of energy where you just value people. You make people feel valued in your energy. You have a glow. People feel valued in your glow. They just do. And with him feeling this value in your glow, he took it personal when literally everybody feels valued in your glow because you're connected to source. So, I mean, you have animals, like you're the type that animals will greet, like see you and like run up and like try to, paw at your knees and things. Like you make animals feel valued. You are a godly being. You're a blessed being. Everybody feels valued in your space because you're not disrespectful and you don't come against people's frequencies. You're a good person. But he was taking this personally, like, when it comes to me, it wasn't really that when it comes to you. It was just like, that's who you are. That's your attitude. You have a great personality. You have a good attitude. That's just, it wasn't personal. Baby, your guidance was divinely guided. You're connected to source. You're a spiritual being. You're divine. You're an earth angel. I just have to keep saying that because I keep hearing it. That's who you are. Pregnancy and birth. Somebody's also, you're a good mother. And that mothering energy that you have, that good mother energy that you have, also, it allows that masculine to be in a space with you where I don't know if somebody realized this. He was one, I keep telling y'all so often, y'all pause. I got to pause because we talked about this in the lab the other day. So often, these karmics be like spiritually, they're like our children. They're like lost orphans that have found a mother in you, have found a father in you, have found auntie or uncle in you. And they need that assurance. And they start to try to feed off you and suckle off you and your energy and your spiritual position in the same way that children, babies, infants get their nourishment from their mothers. They get their seed from their daddies. They start to come around the divine masculine and keep trying to get seeds of identity, seeds of ideas, seeds that will lead them towards the creation of a new identity. They start trying to come around the divine feminine and they try to come around and they try to get that nurture. They want that wisdom. They want that comfort. They want to hang on the phone. They want to get advice. They want to get forgiveness. They want to get that pureness from you, that mommy energy. Fertility, pregnancy, birth, those are so big with the divine feminine. Even if you're not a mom naturally, you still often sit in this space. And it can be so crazy. I was speaking with someone recently, one of my spiritual sisters is like, they'll see a woman with no children. Thank you. Come on now, Natalie. They'll see a woman, I appreciate you. They'll see a woman with no children and just try to horn in on you and make you seem like you're their spiritual mother. For mothers, they'll try to horn in on you, and practically they don't realize spiritually they will start trying to ask for you. We're talking about divine mothers, y'all. We're talking about high frequency ascendant motherhood energy, goddess energy. Mothers, they'll try to horn in on you. They want as much nourishment from you as the baby is getting. Non-mothers, and that's in divine mother energy, they'll try to horn in on you. You must have room. You don't have no kids over there. Let me keep you on the phone all day, or let me, all these weird things. How we pull this again, healing. And I feel like Mary is such a great example of this type of healing energy. So many women have found healing, whether you're a fan or not. So many women have found healing, if not just through the words that Mary J. Blige has used in a lot of her songs. This is a healing mother energy, and she's not a mom in a natural realm, but she's been a big sister, mother, auntie via her lyrics and things like that. Just talking about heartbreak and what she's going through. This is the type of energy that you were emitting, and this man was eating from that. He was feeding from that, from the bigness of that, from the strength of the mother energy, the divine mother energy, the ascended mother energy. He was eating from that. It was like a plate that just had all this food on it. And he was just sitting there feeding himself from it, believing that, pause, that you needed him. It ain't nothing like a karmic that's sucking from your table to think you need them. But you have mother creatress energy, somebody strong in womb energy, very strong in womb energy, very strong in womb energy. And you can create. You can create a reality. You can create a belief in someone with your words. You can create worlds with your words, whether you know it or not. You can create worlds. If somebody's a scribe, you can write your reality and you will start seeing stuff pop off. That's how gifted you are with manifestation. For those that weren't here earlier, we talked about somebody's gifted with manifestation and they have the chariot energy behind it. You manifest high frequency and you manifest fast. You manifest fast. Yes, you are one of one when you find your calling. Absolutely. How we put, is this fertility and creation again? Baby, somebody in here is the mother of mothers of mothers. I got to go back through because I'm in disbelief. Hold on. And wait, hold on. Divinely guided. Pregnancy and birth. Baby, divinely guided. Pregnancy and birth. Healing. Creation, fertility and creation, your mother energy. This man is a wounded child, which we actually did see a moment ago, is a wounded child. This is a wounded child. Yeah, girl. Wounded child. All day. Very wounded child energy. Very wounded child energy. Yeah, we got a lot of six energy off that. Wounded child energy. But you have such compassion. So loving. So compassionate. Beautiful energy. Absolutely beautiful energy. And this is why this man was with you. Truth be told, this man needed healing. And this man needed help. This man is broken. This man was around you because he was broken. And yet he's thinking that you're so fascinated with him. I want y'all to think about this. Just to let you know, this man was actually your son. Not one you want to bother with. But it was actually your son. Let me tell you something. You want to look at it? Let's look at the whole picture. How do we know this to be the truth? This is a masculine that was trying to entertain you with a little show. Look at me. Oh my God. I'm amazing. Don't you think I'm amazing? Don't you think about me all day? That is the energy of a very small child. 4, 3 years old. They think that, look what I could do. They think they're the center of the world. I learned to do dance. And they think you want to stop everything you're doing to watch it. That is the energy of a very small child. Shout out to small children because they are just little angels. But that is the energy. That is the energy. This is the energy of a small child who wanted to possess you. Did anybody see, and I think I mentioned this in the reading before, did anybody see the movie Beloved? Where you literally had the energy of that small child that wanted to come back and possess? That was what it was all about. She wanted to take over. She wanted to be recognized. And she was mad and she wanted to take over. That's where you get that energy from him that's like, oh, I should have been more manipulative. Little children, right? If I had, see, I should have snuck and stole that candy faster. I should have snuck and stole that candy from mama faster. Then I would have got it. It's the same energy. But, you know, when it comes to you, this Fool card energy, what he didn't understand about you that's very important because it's spiritual. No matter how the cards fell, no matter how the story played out, you were going to reach a pinnacle point in your life where your spirit team, which we discussed at the beginning of the reading, how your spirit team, for those that weren't here, how your spirit team is going to push you forward. They were waiting for an appointed divine time and they're going to thrust you forward, right? And somebody has reached that time, feminine. You're in that season. You're in that time where you're going to be rushed forward. This is your time. This is your moment. And you're going to be rushed forward. That's what it's going to be. You're going to be rushed to the beginning of that situation. And with that being said, that's where this kind of break comes between you and this masculine, because it had to happen. It had to happen. It's a divine right. It's a divine principle, right? It's a divine principle in a divine situation. There was no getting around this. This was like that point we know where Moses had to come and let the people go. And that's just, it was part of, wasn't that Moses, y'all? Wasn't that Moses let the people go? Wasn't it that? I ain't talking crazy, huh? Girl, it was Moses that did that. Earth school energy that came into, we see a lot of earth sign energy around you. You were, for this man, you were supposed to be more of a lesson. You were supposed to be more of someone he experienced and learned from. You were supposed to be someone that was going to help influence his beliefs about the feminine. Brilliant beliefs. You were supposed to be someone that was going to kind of take him into a diamond kind of energy where he could be at his best. He could learn to be more of a perfectionist. He could learn to strive. That's what you were supposed to be, girl. That's what you were supposed to offer to this masculine, that type of energy. Okay, that's what you were supposed to be. Some of y'all may be high in water sign energy as well. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You were supposed to be connecting with emotions, water sign energy. All of these emotions this man has had as it relates to you, because he done had a plethora of emotions as it relates to you. This man has gone through all these emotional changes and challenges as it relates to you. Listen. You were supposed to be in his life as a catalyst to help him deal with emotion. But this man took these emotions in a jealous, envious way. You were there as a mother, as a guide, as a helper, as a blessing, as a goddess, because that's your calling, that's your anointing, to help this man learn his emotional landscape. You were there to be a blessing, to help him learn how to be healthy in his emotional landscape. But instead, he went into jealousy. He went into envy. He went into asking himself why he didn't try harder to hold you back, why he didn't try harder to tether you to him, instead of embracing the fact that you are a dreamer, that you are compassionate, that you are soft-hearted, that you are kind, that you are sexy, that you are open-hearted and willing and accepting and kind, that you have all these princess energies in you to offer, and that you also have this mother energy in you that you were extending to him without anything, because you're just a good person. So you were coming in to be a blessing, to be a helper, to be somebody that was basically a representation of favor on his life, that was basically there to help him see the call that God had on his life to step out of all of that ugliness. But he missed it. He missed it. You were there to help guide him out of that. It's always about guiding people back to the Most High. That's what our gifts are for. That's what our beauty is for. That's whatever we do is for. That's what all of this is for, guiding people to the light. He missed it. Instead, he got jealous. Instead, he got envious. Instead, he went into grief. When he saw what God did for you, he started grieving you. Grieving the old you, grieving you before the ascension, grieving the mother that he lost. Let me tell y'all something about this man. He may have lost his mother. He may just have a mother that really ain't, she's just not much of a mother. She's not in her own divine feminine energy. He may have a mother that favored the other children or something weird like that. This masculine, y'all, he is a type of person that has to be perpetually grieving the loss of his natural mother. I don't know how we lost her. Like I said, I don't know if it's a physical loss, a spiritual loss, an emotional loss. But he always has to be grieving the loss of his mother. That's something that he struggles with. And he keeps recreating that wound. Hey, Chi-Town. He keeps recreating that wound over and over and over. Don't forget to like the video, y'all. He keeps recreating that wound over and over and over. Over and over. Now he's losing his mom again through you. You didn't go nowhere. You didn't do nothing to him. But his jealousy, his anger. This man feels like the goddess energy. Y'all, I gotta say it. This man feels like goddess energy betrayed him. He has a betrayal wound. That's where the wound is. When we talked about childhood wound, his mother may have kind of fallen back and deserted him a bit when he was a really young boy. A really young boy. And he can't let that go. He can't get past that. Or she may have transitioned. Like I said, we don't know. He may have transitioned. But he has a mother wound, a bad one. And he keeps grieving the loss of his mother over and over and over and over again. And now it has come to this time with you. He's doing it with you as well. But being angry, saying, this time I should have found a way to stop her from leaving. His issue ain't with you. His issue is with his mama. His issue is with goddess energy. I don't even want to say that. This man got an issue with goddess energy. Trying to trap it. Trying to, when you see the stupid little, I hate to see kids put lightning bugs in the jars and all that. That just sickens me. I used to free them when I was a kid on the playground. Sit your jar down around me if you want to. Come back, ain't you gonna see? You ain't gonna have nan light bugs. They deserve to fly free and glow. Glow on them, little lightning bug. Go on them. People always want to capture something that's special. I learned that when I was a little kid. It was two boys. Let me tell you, it was two boys on my block. And they used to put lightning bugs in jars all the time. They used to moon the girls. Now, I couldn't do nothing about that moon, and I wasn't here for that. You feel me? But what I could do was free them damn lightning bugs, and I did that. People always wants to sit around, and they want to freeze. They want to capture anything that's got light about it. Even back to that. They want to free. They want to capture anything that's special. That's how they are. Karmic energies like that. And that's what this masculine, that's how he sees the goddess. That's how he sees feminine energy. He sees this as an energy that is special. So he's always trying to trap it up some kind of way. This man would benefit from sound healing, like going into sound baths and things like that would benefit him. Would really benefit him. Truthfully. You, on the other hand, are open to infinite possibilities. That's what brings a lot of blessings and love to you. Just the openness to infinite possibilities. Just that openness. Just your ability to be like, you know what? I don't know what spirit has next for me. Let me go out here and see. Let me study. Let me work on myself. Let me get my biblical books out. Or let me get my spiritual books out. Let me get myself in a spiritual place where I can open up and see what God has for me. That's how you started to ascend. When you got into that ascension space, much of it was from that. Just that whole spiritual place. You wanted to level up. You wanted to be in a position to do what you love. You wanted to be around more love. You wanted to experience more love. You wanted to feel more love. You always knew the spirit had a plan for you. That's just how you are. See, you're a lady of faith. You have a lot of faith. You have a lot of hope, but you also have a lot of curiosity. Somebody's very curious. You're always curious. You're willing to learn about people. You're willing to give a helping hand to people. You're willing to listen to people's stories. You're willing to show up in kindness and just be a part of, like, God, show me life. Show me what's going on. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to do things. All of these things is why this divine appointed time of ascension showed up for you the way that it did. Because of your openness, because you're curious, because you're compassionate. That's why it happened for you the way that it did all of a sudden. It was like, boom, it's her moment to ascend. Water spirit energy once again. Somebody, you have good control of your emotions, but you know how to love. You don't let love run away with you and turn dark or anything. You know how to offer love to people. So what you have become for people a lot of times is what they want to drink. Your nourishment, you're what they want to drink. There's that mother energy once again. They want to drink you. They want to be a part of who you are. But the people that are jealous of you, because there's those that are jealous, right? Even though they also are drinking from your plate, like this masculine was, they're also drinking what you have to give, but yet they're jealous of you, right? How does that work? They're jealous of you because of your ability to function in high priestess energy, mystery and ceremony, right? They're always jealous because they don't understand why you got such good water to give. They don't understand that. They don't get it. Why you got so much to give? What's up? They like to say that, why her? They mess around, start focusing on you, fixating on you, as a matter of fact. Earthly focus, you become their focus. That's why that masculine was focused on you. You became the mother. You became the energy that he was dependent upon. Poor Tink indeed. You became the energy that he was dependent upon to validate him. You were who he was dependent on to validate himself. This is a bloodline situation for this man, getting into situations where they want to hold the feminine captive. It's not just him. It's not new. Want to hold a feminine captive, want to not let her free, want to not really allow her to fly. This is something that he typically deals with feminine energies that he's with that are karmics, though. So he can keep them captive. Where are they going? This man didn't realize the transition. He was dealing with a different type of woman, y'all. He didn't get that. He didn't get that. Somebody was caught up. He was caught up. He was hung up. He didn't understand that. And that's a damn shame. Okay? Y'all, let me sip a little water right quick. Y'all go on and like the video now. I agree. Go like that. Go like that video, child. Y'all know I can't. We on live, so I can't pause y'all while I drink water, like I do on my pre-recorded videos. Okay. If you are new to the building. If you are new to the T-Team, baby, please go ahead, do like, do share, do subscribe. Go on and subscribe, girl. We be over here. We be doing our thing. We be doing our thing for a couple of years, girl. Okay? Y'all, this man, he got to figure out what's next for himself. He got to be responsible for himself. This man, now that you are gone, and remember, you didn't necessarily leave. He just kind of pushed you away with his nonsense. Listen here. Ace of Wands. Now that you are gone, Ace of Wands and the Moon. This man is dealing with some things because he's kind of dealing with a bruise to his ego. And he's questioning what your new beginnings will be. Now that y'all are kind of distant from each other, this man is still kind of fixated on you. And his biggest fixation is kind of this. He's almost disturbed, I'm hearing spiritually. He's almost disturbed at what your new beginnings are going to be. He's disturbed at where you're headed. Yeah, there's definitely a serious issue with emotional intelligence. He's disturbed about where you're headed. That's his biggest thing. You're not around him. You done turned into this new person that he's grieving because he can't let go of the past. He's very disturbed about where you're going to be headed next. He's upset about that. Are you going to end up getting money yourself? This man is worried about you becoming a female king in a sense. He sees it on you. He sees somebody's energy is very wealthy, but more than anything, you're very intelligent and you're very controlled. You're intelligent. Remember I said you're a lady of order. You're a boss. Go ahead. Go, who said that? Girl, go on, say that. Is I? Absolutely. You're very intelligent. You're very intelligent. You're very wealth-minded. You have a good mind. You're sharp in mind. You have a good energy about yourself like that. Very good energy about yourself like that. That boss energy that you have. It's all over you. He's stressed now. You got boss energy. Are you going to become a boss? Back to that Ace of Wands. What's your new beginning going to be? What's your new beginning going to be? You going to be a boss? All praises to the Most High. You going to be a boss? You going to end up being a boss? This is stressing this man out. Anxiety. Where you headed? What's going to be next? Are you going to end up being a boss? I hope she don't end up being no boss. She going to end up being a boss? He literally stressing about this. I'm repeating it like this because it's coming to me like this. This man has anxiety. Congratulations. This man has anxiety about you potentially becoming a boss. You walking in what he already know is there about you. See, all of that time that he was thinking that you wasn't doing nothing. Remember when the reading started, for those of y'all that weren't here, that are here earlier. When this situation started, this man was finding comfort in your beginnings. This man didn't recognize that you were in your beginnings. He thought that you were where you were going to be. You know, somebody starts off a race, right? We think about Serena Williams, right? A champion, a goddess. Shout out to her. Tennis champ, Serena Williams. And Venus Williams as well. There was a time where Venus and Serena were just on the court as kids with beads. And they were playing all day to see if they could get good at it. The daddy was out there with them. Trying to get them good at it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get good at it. That was the beginning. Now they're champions. See, what he thought was that your beginnings was where you was going to be. You was going to spend the rest of your life right there. That's why he was comfortable being around you. You was going to spend the rest of your life right there. Just slapping balls, learning. No. You was learning to be a champion. You wasn't just out there shooting balls, having fun for the hell of it. You were out there becoming a champion. He didn't understand that. He didn't understand that the champ is here. He didn't understand that. This is champion energy. This is goddess energy. This wasn't, I'm just out here kicking a few balls around. If somebody graduated college, he didn't think he was going to graduate. He thought you was going to take a couple of classes. Somebody didn't recognize that you were a champion already. Because I'm a firm believer in that. You don't become a champion, you are one. You just manifest it. He didn't know he was dealing with a champion. He didn't get that. He didn't know that. He felt like, she's trying. He thought you were going to try forever. Glory be to God, absolutely. He thought you were going to try forever. That's not the way that works. You were always going to be trying. She's never going to get anywhere for real. Now look at him. I told y'all, we started the reading off with the 5 of Cups. I told y'all. This man is mourning you. For those of y'all that are new, that just got here, this is somebody that is mourning. He's in mourning over this feminine energy. He's in mourning over you because you ascended. It was like death. He's like, I lost her. She's gone forever. That's literally what he thought. That's literally what he felt. I've lost her. She's gone forever. Because all he knew how to deal with was the beginnings of you. He didn't know how to deal with the elevated character. Thank you so much for that one, Rhonda. He didn't know how to deal with the elevated character. He didn't know how to handle that. That was too much. So what'd he do? Start crying, start being competitive. For those of y'all that wasn't here, stepped into that 5 of Swords energy, started betraying. This man is so scared that you're going to go out there with that good chariot energy you got and pull off. Start making it happen. He's scared about that. 8 of Wands. People been talking to this man about you. Really talking to him about you. Really talking about who you were. It's like, yo, yeah, but bro, she gonna do, she was a good one. You couldn't keep her around. You couldn't keep her as a friend. You couldn't keep her as your woman. She a good one. Oh, she gonna do it. Whatever your dreams are, when he gets into them frantic moments of like, oh, I'm so scared she gonna become a boss. I'm so scared she gonna level all the way up because he already see what's coming. He already catch that fade of what's coming with this. Is she really gonna do it? His friends be like, oh yeah, she gonna do it. Oh, her? Oh yeah. She's a good one. She got her mind on. Yeah, she gonna do it. They gonna be right there with it. He hearing it left and right, like her. Oh yeah, she gonna do her big one. She gonna do her big one. This man all in his ego about it. He can't take it. If you get there, you're gonna get there. What is that? Hold on. And there you are, the boss. Paid the cost to be the boss. And that's the thing about it. You paid. You didn't nobody make you, baby. You made yourself. You did the praying. You did the praying. You put the range in the rover. Okay. You did that. Nobody did that for you. You did that. You did the hard work. You're not somebody that was handed anything. Yes, boss energy. Come on, Rabaya. You're in that energy. The praying and the inner work. Absolutely, Rhonda. You did that. Nobody handed you anything. You worked. You was working while he was sitting around performing for you like a dunce, trying to get you to say he was dope because he needed you to validate him. You were working. Quietly working along the whole time. Page of Pentacles. Now look. Now you're a queen and he's a page. Let's talk about the real reason he can't stand to be in your presence no more. That's right. Let's talk about the real reason he can't stand to be around you no more, because you're a queen and he's a page. Let's talk about the real thing that happened when you ascended. He's mourning. He's upset. He's jealous. He's frustrated with who you are today. Let's talk about why, though. Ascension. And what did that ascension do? Oh, it shifted the playing field mightily. Now you're a boss. You can provide for yourself. You can provide for others. If you're not there right now, baby, this is what's coming down the pipeline. This is the word. This is the word. This is what's coming down the pipeline. Somebody is stepping into their boss era. If you're not in it already, you're moving towards it because you did the work. You did the work. You did the work. There's nothing else to say. You did the work. So with that being said, that you did the work is what leveled you up. Spirit team sat there and allowed you to collect the work, and then they pushed you along. They started illuminating you. He can't take it. Now your light is shining bright and all the work you did. Now really you're too good for him, sister. I'm afraid. That's how he feel. That's why he grieving the old you, the original you that was starting off. But you was starting off though. You was already a champion. It was already clear it was gonna happen like this. He mourning that person. He upset. He can't let that version of you go. He can't let that go. What would he be if you move on? Let's talk about it. Queen of Wands. Baby, it's your moment. God is energy. Somebody is also stepping into their sultriest era, their sexiest era. Somebody is leveling all the way up. You're a lady now. Fully, somebody has come into a whole nother ladylike energy, a whole nother carriage. And this man is terrified. 9 out of 10, you know how it goes. People fall out with you, then they sit back and watch you climb via social media. Because they can't move on, baby. Every move is calculated, okay? God is good, absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And he's going to sit back and watch that. Watch that on social media. But that's what he gets. Because he was sitting there trying to be in that 5 of Swords with you. He was trying to betray you. He was trying to play with you. He was trying to play games with you. That's what he get. You can't play with everybody. You can't play with everybody. That's just the way life is. And he sat there trying to play with you, trying to toy with you. You're not a toy. The work that you was doing was not toy energy. And let me tell you something else that really creates this negative experience for him and why he's getting this blowback off this Five of Swords via watching you ascend and not being able to do nothing about it. It's because he bit the blessing that God sent his way. God sent you in to be a guide. God sent you in to be a messenger. And all he saw was a possible narcissistic supply and somebody that he could try to bite on. So he got to pay. He got to pay. He's going to watch you. Be in your strength. Somebody is coming into a new season. This season is going to include a lot of changes for you. The masculines that come around you are all going to be on your level. See, remember, you ascended past him. So this man also is going to watch you walk into this next season. You're going to be a boss. But guess what bosses do? Thank you, Sabrina. Guess what lady bosses do? Date bosses. So you sure did do your job. So he got to watch you. Not only are you going to level up, your company's going to level up. Come on now. Nobody level up and their network stay the same. That's not the way that works. He's going to watch you level up. And then your circle's going to level up. Nobody leveling up alone. We're not leveling up to be by ourselves, baby. And it's not about it. It's just the way that it works. Once your frequency goes up, so do the people that you attract. Because remember, you know, divine, we don't chase, we attract. So now he's going to watch you. Now you're dating bosses. Yeah. Now you're dating bosses. Four of Wands energy. Oh, the marriage. Oh, it's coming. Four of Wands. Married to who? A boss. A real one. Baby, that's Lion's energy there on that strength card. Somebody put it in there, Leo energy all day. Four of Wands. The marriage is coming. And you got to understand this. See, earlier on, for those of y'all that just got here, we realized that this was a masculine that thought you were always sitting around fantasizing about him, fantasizing about how to be with him, fantasizing about how to be more in his presence, fantasizing about being, oh, me and you together, fantasizing. You weren't doing any of that. You were never doing any of that. But now he's doing it about you. You moved on. Now he on social media. When she gonna level up? She gonna level up? He's mad because he see it. He know it's coming. Death once again. Death with the Four of Wands. Transformation. The next transformation is marriage for you. That's the next time transformation hits you. Marriage. Remember, you just ascended the one time with this fool. One time for the one time with this fool. You just ascended that time. Now you finna ascend again. Oh. Marriage. Ten of Pentacles. Is it long term? Is somebody finna walk into their forever? Yeah. Ten of Pentacles energy. This person is long left behind. This person is long left behind. They're going to have to watch all of this. But this person was not supporting you. This person was not there for you. This person was jealous. This person thought that their role was not to learn from you and heal with you and move up and ascend in their own spiritual path and meet God through you, which was actually supposed to be the plan. No, they didn't think they were supposed to be doing that. This person decided what they were supposed to be doing was holding you captive, making you the lightning bug in the jar. This person thought that their job was to keep you from getting to where the Most High wants you to be. How, bro? How were you going to stop the plan of God for somebody's life because you were lonely and needed a mommy? I mean, is this America or what? Y'all remember when Denise Huxtable was? Y'all remember when Denise Huxtable told Claire that? I mean, is this America or what? Girls, it's America or what? He tried it. He was about to change the trajectory of your life to be one that focused on him. How? How? Thank you, Shawnee. How? It was all supposed to focus on him now. Ten of Pentacles in divine feminine energy. Ace of Pentacles, y'all, divine feminine energy. Listen. Do you know how revered you're about to be in this new household that you're going into? This is the Ace of Pentacles. This divine feminine energy coming out tip top right behind this 10 of Pentacles. Do you know how much this boss masculine you're about to jump into it with? Do you know how much this man gonna revere you? This man was sitting there trying to devalue you and treat you like a possession. Do you see how much this boss finna revere you? Do you see the pedestal he putting you on, baby? You're going to be the crowned jewel in this man's life. Fat Joe, okay? This man gonna make you the crown jewel in his life. Do you hear me? The crown jewel. You're going to be the center of this man's situation. He not playing. This man's gonna put you where you were supposed to always be because he know your worth, because he also did the work. This man is also a divine masculine that did the work. That's the only time that you're going to see a divine feminine with a true mate, somebody that's not an imposter, somebody that's not a karmic. Baby, that's going to be another divine masculine energy, a divine energy who did the work, who also is governed by the Most High. He's coming from that authentic, godly energy. That's the only time. That's the only time you're going to see. The only time you're going to see a masculine energy that's truly with his level in the divine collective. That's the only time you're going to see a feminine with her true mate in the divine collective. Somebody else is in that same energy. Clock it. Okay. 6 of Swords. Your moving on is epic. It's going to leave this man in bed. I ain't got time to sit up here and hold nobody's hand and lie to you. This man going to be in bed. He's actually going to experience depression. I want you to see the emotional toll that your life has taken on this masculine, and you haven't done anything to him. The emotional toll you've taken on him is going to be one of the greatest emotional experiences of his life. When you were sent there to help heal him and help him learn to manage his emotions, he mishandled you, he fumbled you, and you end up being like the Titanic in his life emotionally. A major emotional experience in his life, going from one extreme emotional experience, whereas it relates to you, to the other. Grief. Basing his whole identity on you, needing you for validation, making you his surrogate mother, then betraying you, disrespecting you, walking out on you because you got better, because you ascended, being jealous of you, being envious of you, wishing he had manipulated you, wishing he had controlled you, grieving you day in and day out, mourning you, being upset about you, thinking about you all the time, talking to his friends about you, watching you on social media, being scared and anxious about your glow up, not being able to sleep over it, being upset when he see you move on with a real one, getting upset when you get married, being upset and broken down. Now he just in bed. Checkmate. That's what you get when you sit up and you play. That's what you get for playing. Don't play in the goddess's face. Not on my watch. Okay? Don't play. Do not play. But he was playing though. And nothing gets you played more than playing in other people's faces. That's why divine energies, we don't get played a lot. Because we don't play with people. We show up as the gods. We show up clear. We show up exalted. We show up to bring love. We show up to bring clarity. We don't get played like that. Who's playing us? We're not playing with nobody. The Most High not gonna let us get played. We don't get played. What Prince say? I don't get played. You try to play me, you play yourself. Period. Shout out to Prince. Rest in peace to the God. Play that little guitar, them little purple pants on. Okay? We don't get played like that. We have divine protection because we don't play with people. Because we don't manipulate people. We don't wish people ill. Exactly. Pure intentions. We don't wish people ill. We don't wish you harm. We came here to do the work of God. When we came into your life, how can I make it better? How can I make you laugh? How can I give you some advice? How can I help you? We empower other women. How can I help you, sis? We lift up our masculines. How can I be, how can I assist you? How can I walk beside you? But they don't do that. So this man going to end up taking to his bed. Yes, that 144,000 frequency. Come on now. This man going to end up taking to his bed behind this. He going to take to his bed behind this. He going to be sick as it's playing out. He going to be sick watching you ascend. Sick with it. And ain't nothing he can do about it because can't nobody. If God be with you, who be against you? So there's nothing he can do. Don't forget to like the video, y'all. There's nothing he can do. And this is because you always had faith. You always had faith. Makes me wasn't, I had the faith, remember, to move any mountain. Faith. Come on, faith. Somebody always had faith. Somebody always had faith. Your faith was, it can never be questioned. It can never be questioned. Somebody always had faith. Come to raise the vibration of the world. You better know it. That's a beautiful name. 6 of Wands. Victory. Why did victory come to you? Come on, the Spirit is laying it out right in front of us. Why did victory come to you? Because you had the faith. Because you would continue to shine in the world no matter what was going on. You were somebody that was willing to even go and shine in dark places. Somebody might have worked in healthcare. Somebody might have done hospital work. Somebody may come from a family that it's just been so dark. It's been dark. It's so many dark, wild stories about your family. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. You were still there. You were still there. You were still going to be the family member that was going to be a blessing. Nobody was mistreating you, so you was there to help the people you could heal. You said, you know what, y'all, everybody in here, good folks, y'all just not ascended. I am. Let's talk about it. Somebody was like that. You didn't just walk out on your folks. That ain't even your bag. Come on now. RN energy. Shout out to the RNs. Okay. Hanged Man in the Page of Swords. This man is going to watch you and he's not going to be able to do anything about it. He's not going to be able to come out of it. He's going to be in a stagnant space emotionally. How could he not be? He's going to end up in that stagnant space emotionally. How could he not? That's the way it works. There is no rescue for him because he didn't allow himself to meet the face of God when he was with you. That's what you was really there to do. That's what you was really there to support him with. But he didn't allow himself to get in that energy. He was too busy being a hater. He did not allow himself to get in that energy. So this man is not going to be able to come where you're going on any level. He can't come back. He can't call. And I'm not talking about what he might try to do. Okay, that's not what we're discussing. We're not discussing what he might try to do. Because he might try anything. We're talking about spiritually. Y'all are in two different worlds, two different dimensions. You ascended. And when you ascended, he literally fell. It's like he just felt like when a boat pulls off from the docks and something falls off the boat. Like, oh my God, my purse. Like that's where he fits into your life now. You didn't do anything to him. You didn't try to get rid of him. You didn't like have ill intentions because that's not your heart. You didn't have ill intentions or anything like that. It just, yeah, fallen angel. It just wasn't meant to be. He fell off. He wasn't willing to ascend. He was willing to hate on you for ascending. He wasn't willing to move forward. He was just willing to sit around and pout while he was left behind. That's his fault. 7 of Swords. This man's going to be upset. He's going to sit in the background and try to think of things he should have done to you. He should have been harder on you. He should have said this. He shouldn't have let you see. You know, he thought that he was all powerful in your life. He wasn't. He wasn't. 7 of Swords energy. I want you to see this with the 10 of Swords, baby. He can't do any of these things to you. He's going to sit back thinking about what he could have done, what he should have said, what should be. He can't do any of that to you. Dead. 10 of Swords. Any plans of evil coming towards you from this man or anyone else, they can't do anything with that. You're divinely protected. They can't do any of that to you. They can't get any of that off on you. Please. They can't do that. It's just a thought. He's going to be sitting back with thought forms in his mind about what he should have done. And I should have never let her get away. It wasn't nothing he could do. The move was divine. The ascension was divine. There was nothing he could do. He got to sit and live with that. He got to sit and think about that. But that emperor, though, he got to sit and think about that while you're off with that emperor that came through, that changed your life, the emperor and the Wheel of Fortune energy on period. While you're off with your divine masculine husband that may be high in fire sign energy, we saw the emperor, okay, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo energy that comes through, and y'all moving to a whole new era. Baby, judgment is coming. Church bells ring when the judgment card comes through the building once again, okay? Church bells be ringing ding dinging up over here, okay? Judgment is coming through, y'all. Some other shift, another change, y'all, is coming through the building. Y'all, justice, y'all. Not judgment and justice coming out together, baby. Something is coming. 8 of Cups with the 3 of Cups. Another thing you left behind is a lot of feminine energies. You're going to lose a lot of women in your life as well. You're going to lose a lot of feminine energies in your life as well. It's not going to just be him. It's going to be some feminine energies that are also going to get out the way. Hey, Oshun Messenger. It's going to be some feminine energy. We sure do love judgment. It's going to be some other feminine energies that you're going to lose. Some of your female friends are going to fall away as they see you step into this boss mode, as they see you get this boss, as they see you get into this bossed up marriage, as they see you step into that 6 of Wands energy and victory. A lot of these people are going to just start falling away. And a lot of times when the Most High puts you in certain positions, that's just the way that it goes. It's just the way that it goes. People start falling away. The truth is that y'all are not in the same realm anymore. People don't want to admit that or believe that. But as you moved into that ascension, 8 of Cups energy, as you moved into that ascension, some of these little ladies, girl, they ain't going to want to fool with you no more. They ain't going to want to fool with you. They also wanted to possess you and keep you in old energy, that devil card energy. They also wanted to possess you and keep you in old energy. A lot of people were obsessed with you, fixated on you because you were so special, because you were something so different. A lot of people was really stuck on you. They really didn't know how to let you fly. They were always very afraid of your ascension. And these people were in position with you where they really wanted to see you kind of be enslaved to basically being their comfort, being their mommy, being their, somebody makes me feel special when they look at me person. These are people that had not done the work at all. Other people that want to look at these same cards coming out. These feminine energies also believe that they were so entertaining and charismatic to you. Somebody has so much quiet power. These people be thinking they're the source of your power. You're laughing and enchanting and enchanted because of them. No, you're not. You're laughing and enchanted because the Most High made you happy. Because you're built happy. Because you have angelic energy, because your grandmama loved you, because you was sweet, because you was raised in godly environments, because somebody made sure you had clean clothes. It has nothing to do with them. It has nothing to do with them. They thought it has everything to do with them, and it has nothing to do with them. These are feminine energies who felt the same way, like somehow, some way, whatever joy and happiness and peace and godliness you had, it has something to do with them. And when they realized that it didn't, when you started to move on, when you started to get into ascended energy, these people felt burdened. The relationship felt heavy. All right, hey, Granny, come on, Granny. Granny did her thing. These people, your energy suddenly felt like a burden to them. They felt weighed down by the reality of you. A lot of times people are telling themselves that it's okay that they're failures because they can't imagine winning. Oh, thank you, girl. Come on now, Rashida, girl. Appreciate you. Appreciate you much, girl. All right, come on now. Little donations in the building. Everybody got a little go. Y'all don't be scared to donate, all right? Okay, listen. This is a situation like that. It became heavy for these people. Your energy, your value, who you are, it became heavy. Being around you became heavy for these people. It became very heavy for these people because these people, they couldn't take you. And we don't realize that a lot of times. People can't take you. They can't take you. And they start falling away because your excellence or your beauty or simply your connection to the divine is too much for them to handle. So they start to fall away. They can't take it. It's more than they can deal with. The overflow of blessings that are in your life is too much for them to deal with. The overflow of feminine energy around you is too much for them to deal with. Just all the feminine energy coming off of you. Somebody, you just feminine. Femininity is a flex when you're dealing with karmics because they don't have any. I said it. I said it, yes. Yes. I said it. I sure did. It's a flex because they don't have any. They're aggressive. They're male-centered. They're out here trying to fight people. They're walking around probably spitting chicken bones on the ground somewhere right now. It's the truth. It's the truth. They don't have any. They have no femininity to give. They're lacking in that area. That divine feminine energy. It sickens them. They can't do nothing with it. They can't compete with that. They can't handle that. They can't do anything with that. That overflowing of feminine energy that you have had a lot of these women shook. That's why they couldn't stand to see you leveling up, because they saw you leveling up being a lady. Oh. Four of Cups energy. They couldn't accept that from you. See, some people, they was really jealous because they didn't want to realize, recognize, and accept the fact that they was getting outclassed in every way, shape, or form by you, and you was a boss. How you a lady and a boss? Oh, them karmic girls, they couldn't take that. Girl, they couldn't take it. They was getting outbossed, outclassed, and outbossed by you. See, sometimes they can take it, but they can't take it when it's you. They can't take it when it's you. They're going to be fans of Beyonce, but when you in that same grace and energy, they don't want to be a part of your hive. They can only be in the beehive. They can take that power when Rihanna got it, but when it's you, they upset. They can love all that sultry energy when they watching the old film and Marilyn Monroe break it out, but they can't take it when it's you. Absolutely, it's justice. They can't take it. They can't take you. When you really get in your bag and you really doing your thing, they can't take it. When you throw your red lipstick on, they can't take it. They can't take that. They can take all that body when it's on Meg Thee Stallion. They can't take it when it's on you. Now everybody's mad. Everybody's upset. Everybody's hurt. Everybody want to write their local senator. You know, they can't take it when it's you. Two of Wands. They can't take it because everybody knew that you had plans. Two of Wands energy. Everybody knew that you had plans. Everybody knew that you was doing big things with yourself. Everybody knew that you was ambitious. Everybody knew that you were precocious. You always were somebody that had curiosity, you smart, thoughtful, and you had different things going for yourself. Everybody knew that about you, but they didn't expect to see it go nowhere. Everybody thought your plans was just going to be that. We said that, and for those of y'all that just got here, we said this in the beginning. Everybody thought that your plans were just going to be just that. Plans. They thought your plans were going to fail. Five of Pentacles energy. Everybody thought that your plans would be on the inside and you would be on the outside. That's what everybody expected. They thought that you would end up being somebody that had all these dope plans, but the plans weren't ever really going to materialize. That was everybody's belief. She want to travel, but she want to be in brands, but she want that promotion, but she hopes she finished that degree, but So everybody was comfortable with you because they heard the dream. They heard you wanting to be in a certain position, but you know, she ain't gonna do that. No, you did it. That's what champions do. Champions do. Champions do. That's what they do. They do. Nobody was prepared for that. Nobody believed it was going to go down like that. So when it went down like that, you had a lot of people that was confused. These karmic feminine energies, oh, they're confused. What's going on? What's going on is you move in silence, like we said at the beginning, like you always did. You move in silence. They're not going to know what's going on with you. That's not how you move. So you got all these people now that are stuck, that are confused, that are choking, that are gagging. What else could they do? Absolutely a manifesting generator, period, that are sitting back, having to accept the realities of who you are. That's what this is all about. That's what this has been all about. Thank you, Spirit, for the confirmation in the end. Because when I started this reading, I was like, where are we really going? That's what this has been all about. This is about people finally realizing who you are for real. The High Priestess, the Empress energy, that a lot of people didn't know who you were. A lot of people didn't know what you were all about. They didn't know your ability to manifest. They know now. Okay? And they're not going to quit knowing. This was about those masculine energies, people near to you that thought you were there for them. They thought all those gifts that you had and have were for their benefit. They thought you were there to be their comfort, their help, their assistance. Don't forget to like the video, y'all. They thought you were there for that. You were never there for that. And now they have to recognize that. They have to recognize the realities of who you are. If you have enjoyed this Divine Feminine Tarot Tea, girl, please go ahead, do like, do share, do subscribe, okay? Do not be afraid to come through the building, girl. And when you do, you know you want to ring that bell so you can be here every single time me and the T team are off up in here, getting it in with all of these good old tarot messages, baby. If you would like a personal reading from me, girl, please do not be afraid to hit me up at dftarottea@gmail.com. Don't be afraid to hype me up, hype me up, hype me up. Also, if you would like to channel to follow my other station, girl, where we do nothing but beautiful vibes, manifestation, pretty princess promises, and prosperity petitions tarot, we are developing a beautiful community over there, and I do invite you to come join us. Come join us, girl. Pretty princess promises and prosperity petitions tarot, girl. Okay. Also, if you are still in the building, go ahead and put what? 125 in the comment section? No, 125.11 in the comment section, because it was exactly 125 minutes and 11 seconds when I said what I said. I do think, y'all, okay? I do reckon. Also, if you would like to, go ahead and make a little love offering to this channel, girl. dftarottea at Cash App or at PayPal, girl. Okay, where I can give me a little cheese. I done told y'all I love me a little garlic olive, a little cheese, something like that. Girl, little garlic olive, little cheese, little garlic, little something. You understand me? Little garlic olive, little cheese. There's something, little garlic Triscuit. With a little cheese, I got to put something on my cracker, girl. dftarottea at Cash App or PayPal. And as always, I will catch y'all. Y'all already know what it is. In the next one. Y'all know I don't know how